Wellness. Welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Nadja Rashida. So, I guess this will be another car talk. I just woke up from a nap about a half hour ago, and the dream I had was intense. My dreams have been a lot more vivid in the past several days. Please excuse me not posting on Friday. It's the end of the quarter, so there's a lot of documentation, paperwork, midterms coming up. Just a lot. So I'm just, trying to get through this rest of the semester before summer session. So accountability, what can I say about it? I guess I needed to be a bit more clear on where my stance on why one should not hold other people accountable. I didn't mean to say that we should never, check people, put them in their place. But if anything, it's almost like, I guess I should have clarified a bit more on that. A lot of the time, I guess I don't know where I stand. I find that, we can spend so much time confronting another, telling them how we feel, that they're wrong, you've wronged me, you did this to me, and 9 chances out of 10, people usually are very set in their way. They're very set in their character. They're set in their mindset. They're very deep in the ego, in their persona or personality. So they don't really, they listen to what you say. They may even cry with you when you're expressing your deep feelings on how they've wronged you, what they've done to you. But at the end of the day, people are set in their ways. There are windows of opportunity. A lot of the time, you can have an NDE, which is a near-death experience, and most people from what I've read anyway, and from talking to people working at hospital, and people have, died and come back, patients will tell me their backstory sometimes, and it changes them. Other times, it's just another event that's happened to them, and they just keep coasting by and just keep living how they've lived before. And so when you have something that's disturbing to you, that a person is, committing an act and they're not changing their behavior, you call them out on it, you put them on the spot, you put the spotlight on their behavior. In my personal opinion, all you're doing is kind of notifying everyone else in the room that, hey, this person has behavior, watch out, get away from them, don't be in their vicinity, don't deal with their BS. And that's about it. I just, the amount of energy that we put on checking people, putting them in their place, calling them out on their behavior, to me, I'm not going to say it's not a waste. I think, yeah, you do need to do that. But it's like human nature. Most people do not change their behavior. Most people do not change their way of thinking. They have to want to change. They have to choose to change. It's almost like in the previous videos I've made, people choose. They have to choose to love. People, I've heard in the many different areas of my life and times in my life where they say love is the most powerful force known to the human experience. However, I believe choice, love is an action, and choice also is incredibly powerful. We all must choose to love. We all must choose to do the wrong or the right thing. So it's, when it comes to righting wrongs and calling someone out, you can choose to do that, but will that person choose to change the behavior? And probably not. We all want to seek confirmation, validation on our hurts. and our trauma and what he or what my mother did to me, what my dad did to me, what this person did to me, what an ex-lover, ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend did to me, what my boss did to me, what the, we all have the victim archetype built into our consciousness that we have to choose to work on. And once you begin to choose to work on that, it's taking accountability for yourself, taking your life back, not just externalizing more of that power to the person who hurt you. And it's not easy. It's not easy. And no, it's not always taking the higher road. It's not always, the right thing to turn the other cheek. You have to confront people on things. It's not when I really want to make sure I clarify that, because that last video and why you shouldn't hold other people accountable, I probably should give that another title, because that wasn't my intention on just letting people beat you down mentally, psychologically, physically even. No. I just know though that a lot of the time justice is not served. A lot of the time wrongs cannot be fixed. The character of a human being comes into play very heavily. So with that, it's a fine line, because it's like the victim archetype is strong in us. And I say us because I'm part of it. It's strong in a lot of human beings, right? But then what's the secret key to connecting to your victim archetype, the victimhood mentality, is empowerment. The victim archetype is guarding, keeping you away from your empowerment due to your avoidance, accepting what happened, and your shame, blame, guilt. Like you have to blame someone, anything outside of yourself. And once that victim archetype, when you familiarize yourself with the victim archetype within yourself, then you have the keys to empowerment. You can stand firm. You can become strong. You become friends with the victim archetype, not this wallowing person locked into this bitter, resentful, regretful, hurt, wounded space that we all have to choose to work through. It's a choice. It's a choice. And there's this term called victim blaming. That is, it is a real thing. I've seen it in my own family, where the person wounded and traumatized is to blame. Well, this happened to her because she was asking for it. This happened to her because she was enticing and she put herself out there. I've heard that before. It is real. However, once you confront someone of their wrongdoing and they choose to change, or they validate you, or they do what most do, they just don't change at all, and they're like, they stand firm on, oh, I did nothing wrong, and they minimize, they belittle, they demean your experience, you have to have enough cojones, you have to have enough balls to move the fuck on. That's not easy. That's not easy. What do I mean by moving on, moving forward? Getting the therapy, getting the healing, using all resources to help you. Because that person who wronged you they don't give a crap. They really don't. And they never will. They may say that they may be a person you're related to, and they say they love you, they care for you, I didn't mean it, but you're still left with scars. You're still left with the burden. And the only way to let that burden go is through empowerment, is through talking with that victim dialogue, that victim archetype within your consciousness, connecting with that. And if you can't, if you choose not to, okay, then you choose not to. No, they're wrong and they did this to me and that's the way it is. I did nothing wrong. Okay. But now you have to choose to take your power back. That's not easy. That's incredibly difficult. I believe the perpetrator, the person who hurt you, wins. If you choose to continue to shame, blame, guilt them, and then you do no work on yourself. I've known many people who have been wronged, and no legal justice ever touched the person who did the crime or the act or the caused the harm. None. Absolutely no real hardcore legal justice at all. Right? Oh, justice will always prevail. It's not that easy, and it doesn't always work that way. It just doesn't. I don't have all the answers. My opinions, schminions, are my opinions, schminions. I share my philosophy and my personal beliefs on certain topics on this channel. I will not sit here and claim that you should not claim my opinions as your personal truth. I repeat that. I will continue to repeat that. You should not claim my opinion, my personal belief, as your personal truth. Truth is a personal experience that one can only experience, and after that experience is processed and integrated into your existence, into your reality, yeah, you could keep it private or share with other people. But you cannot force other people or enforce your opinion schminions on other people. And I stand up very firm on that. I will never use this platform as a way to make you feel like you have to believe in this. Life is not right, or it's not left and right, black and white. It is complex. Why? Because we make it so. Human beings make life difficult. We don't have to worry about running water, or at least in these neck of the woods, in the Western world. We don't necessarily have to worry about water, electricity, transportation, where we're going to get our next meal. That's general. That's a general comment. I know people are struggling to find their next meal, and I know people can't pay all their bills, so they go without water and electricity. Growing up, I was one of those kids. Okay? Western world isn't all what it's cracked up to be. You know, like, what type of water are we drinking and what type of food are we eating? Because all of it's being poisoned. Anyway, I digress on that topic, but I'm just saying, you know, when our basic needs are met, we still struggle. We're still struggling. On a social, psychological, mental level, like we avoid our issues. We avoid ourselves. Reality is nothing but a bubble. It's a bubble that you can't see out of. I can see out of it. I can see inside it too. Not all the time, but at least I have that. But most people, you know, when you over-identify with race, culture, political ideology, gender, sexuality, class, status, career, motherhood, fatherhood, marriage. When you over-identify with these things, religion, spiritual practices, when you over-identify with these things, the bubble is very, very difficult to, it becomes very difficult to know that you're in one. And then the bubble gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, you know? So that's my video. It's more of a follow-up video to why you shouldn't hold other people accountable. Again, like, I should probably change the title to that because, you know, yeah, you don't let people bully you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very much I like to allow you know, things to unfold on its own and take its own course. If you're in immediate spiritual, physical, emotional, psychological danger, get yourself the hell out. Don't tolerate that shit. Do not tolerate that. But you know, it's something when you stop blaming your mommy and daddy for all the wrongdoings that they've done to you. When you humanize the people who have wronged you, it's a very powerful practice. It's not an easy one. Most people just will not be able to do this. But when you humanize the people who have wronged you, you can also release that burden. You don't have to affiliate with these people. Like, if you're not on talking terms with them, I'm not saying go and hunt them down and be Facebook friends and have a whole meet and greet and a family reunion. Like, come on. Don't put yourself through that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to call them up and say, hey, you know, I totally forgive you. Let's start over. No, you don't have to do that. It's about the psychological and psychic, like, burden that you wear on your being that you don't need. Empaths must take full accountability for their energy. I'm going to stop the video right there because I'm going to make another video about that. So thank you. And please know this video is specifically may be a part 2 of the other video I made because I just wanted to clarify. Because that could have rubbed somebody the wrong way. Thank you.